First of all, I just want to say welcome to those of you who are here. I'm pretty excited about camps being able to help our members and our manufacturers find employees for their businesses. One of the biggest problems they were telling me is not only were they were listing their jobs, posting their jobs, but they said we can't find anybody who will even look at our jobs or apply for our jobs. So there seemed to be a real issue with even being seen, the job listings being seen. So we, as we know, I mean, we hear about it in the news, but as I am talking to every single manufacturer, almost every single business member of camps, I'm hearing the same theme, that there is a labor shortage. So right now, in many people are labeling this the #1 problem, but I know we have 2 or 3 other problems right at our heels. So it's not just the labor shortage, but this is a big one. And our vision for this, our mission for this is to really help our members be fully staffed. And you'll see it on the right-hand side of the slide that a fully staffed business is competitive, but an understaffed business struggles. Our strategy is very, very simple, but that is to drive potential job seekers to your job listings. So that is very specifically stated, because we're not helping you with the job listings. We anticipate you have the job listings and you have them posted somewhere. But I'd like to let you know too that we have been posting, some companies don't want to pay for ads, or they don't have it set up on their website to post ads. So we have been posting their job listings on our camp's website, and we're very happy to do that. You just need to let us know, and we're happy to post those. But our big picture strategy is, how do we drive more potential job seekers to your job listings? So this is what the marketing company, CT3 Media, this is BuildItWA.com. And I'd like to kind of walk through with you the numbers, what's been happening. We launched this just over a month ago. And these statistics I'm sharing with you are from last night, based on the last 30 days. So the jobs that are listed on BuildItWA.com have had 2,200 views in the last 30 days. We've had 1,200 unique visitors. 170 jobs have been submitted on the website, and we have filled almost 1/2 of those. And so that is really kind of cool news. Now, a very interesting statistic is that the average time on the website is 5 minutes. So people are coming there and they're looking around. 50% of our traffic is from Facebook. And so one of the strategies we have is Facebook ads, and we're doing organic social media as well. So 50% of that traffic that's coming to the website is directly from Facebook. We have 40% of the traffic there is direct, which is probably the radio ads, because we don't have any other reason that people would go there directly. So in just a moment, I'm going to play for the radio ad, and I hope it'll give you some perspective of how we're positioning manufacturing and how we're positioning your jobs. Our Facebook page organically is reaching 74,000 people. And so that's quite a few people, considering we only have 9 people who have liked the page so far. But we are getting tremendous organic reach, and I'll show you some examples of our posts. I think you'll start to see why. And our the marketing company is promoting us with video ads on Facebook and other social media, Instagram and even LinkedIn right now. But those ads have reached 22,000 people in the last 30 days. We've had 6,500 people engage with those posts, liking and commenting, or I should say liking and sharing mostly. So, and clicking and seeing who we are, what we're doing. So this is definitely getting some attention. Elizabeth, any observations?
Yes, actually, the results are really impressive, given that the site hasn't been up very long, but to have filled almost half of the jobs, it's doing what we want it to do. The number of jobs that are submitted versus the number of jobs filled, that's ultimately the result that we want to see. But the number of people that we're reaching out and reaching organically, whether it's on Facebook or on LinkedIn, getting engagement.
Yeah.
That's the key. So seeing that 6,500 engaging with posts, that's an exceptional number, given that this has been up for such a relatively short period of time. It's the combination of the radio ads along with Facebook and LinkedIn and the website. It's the whole package, if you will, not just any one component. You need all of the parts and pieces.
There's kind of a synergy to this. Yeah. And so I didn't mean for this to be a marketing seminar, but
you do need all those parts and pieces.
We've learned a lot about marketing, promotion, advertising, along with our radio partners and our board members. I do want to say thank you to the CAMPS board for approving this idea and getting behind it. We are very excited about it. So I would like to, there are a couple of things I want to go over with you here, but the radio ad we feel has been very successful. When we contacted CT3 Media, and Chet and his team have been excellent, that was a recommendation actually from Elizabeth. So Elizabeth had known of them or had a connection to them. And if Chet makes it onto the call today, I think you'll really enjoy meeting him because he is a delightful and very knowledgeable person. The radio ad, he didn't know anything about the Seattle radio market, so his decision was made by the numbers. So he picked the radio station and the hosts to create the radio ad just based on where people are listening. And again, we're trying to attract job seekers. These are people on their way to work. So I'm going to play for you the ad. It is playing on KVI 570. That is the station. And it is the host, you may know the name of Lars Larson. So he's the person who voiced the ad. So, and I can play it a second time if you'd like to hear it a second time, but hopefully you'll hear this okay to our speakers.
Are you happy with your job? You happy with the money you make? Do you see the light at the end of the tunnel, or do you see week by week, paycheck by paycheck, no end in sight? Hey folks, Lars here with one word that can transform your life: manufacturing. That's right, manufacturing. If you are open to a better paying career that makes a meaningful difference in the world, then start right now. Build your future with a career in manufacturing. Higher pay, better benefits, advancement opportunities. Take pride in what you make. Transform your life with a career in manufacturing, and do it now with the Center for Advanced Manufacturing, Puget Sound, serving all of Washington. Go to BuildItWA.com. That's BuildItWA.com. BuildItWA.com to find the career you were meant for. Higher pay, better benefits, advancement opportunities, and you get a chance to take pride in your work. BuildItWA.com. That's BuildItWA.com. One more time, BuildItWA.com.
Hey, Kirk, this is Dee. So how often and how frequent are we hearing these ads on the radio on that?
It has a rotation, usually during drive times. And I wish Chet was here to answer that question specifically. I'm hearing it because I'm not even trying to hear it. I just tune in for the weather, for the traffic, and I catch it. And that was his observation too, is a lot of people go to that station for weather and traffic. I've heard it a handful of times already, but I believe it's being played 5 to 7 or maybe more times a day.
And
So
is there,
sorry,
go ahead.
Well, I'm just curious if you have a way to identify, are people coming from Facebook, or are they coming from the ad? Does your site have a mechanism of tracking? How did you find us, kind of a question?
Yes, it's done digitally, meaning Google Analytics and some other website analytics. And we figured that we're actually going to get better at that over time. So right now it's rather simplistic. It's just saying, based on what we can tell, it's interesting. Some people are finding us through search. Some people are finding us through LinkedIn. And, so there's some other things at play. And we think that as we work with you, because you know your community, and people in your community who are, organizations that are trying to help people find jobs. And I think you can help us really deepen our reach even within your own communities. I mean, there's churches, there's, you know, the work source, there's the veterans organizations. We think there's a lot of opportunity out there. But to answer your question, Nancy, I think we're tracking it a little more simply right now. And then we plan on getting a lot better as we go. So,
Okay.
great question. So I'm hoping you're seeing the website. You're seeing the website on the screen now.
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to just kind of walk you through a couple of things. I'd be happy to answer questions. But if you don't mind for a moment, I'd like to show you our social media. So you'll see on the top right-hand side here, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I put up a post last night that's actually done really quite well, but this is our page, the BuildItWA page. And this was an experimentation with a video post, but it seemed to do very, very well. I don't know if some of you are might be familiar with CNC machining in up in Snohomish, but a great company, just met with them yesterday, and they've got 2 jobs on the website. And you'll see that sometimes I post, we try to make it fun to look at, but we post the job and the pay. And then in some cases, we post the company. So if you would like promotion of your company, I would love to promote you. So, I mean, you just have to shoot me an email and just say, you know, so Nancy, if you say, or Mike, you guys say, you know, hey, can you give a shout out to our company and our jobs? Man, I would love to do that. So I think it's really exciting to promote you and tell your story and get people excited about how great manufacturing is today. And you guys are all examples of that. So you'll see this is maybe just a more simple ad. Just, you know, go to BuildItWA.com. So without promoting the job listing or promoting the company. So we have just some colorful posts about that. So anyway, that's just kind of a flavor for promoting the website or promoting your jobs or promoting your company. And we're kind of excited just because it is reaching so many people. And I think it's telling the story that we want to build manufacturing in Washington State. And again, you know, in the big picture, if we can help your company fill its jobs, you're going to be more competitive in the marketplace. So that we're really excited about that. You'll see the main feature, the main attraction is find a job. And when you click on find a job, you're able to search. There's a search bar, but you can search by job level, job location, job salary. So there's some different ways they can sort through it. But we've noticed as we've talked to people, because we work on the military bases to help transitioning soldiers through our M2M program. And what we've noticed is that they want to know the job title, they want to know where it is and how much it pays. And we did see, Jody and Stacy, you can remind me, but I think there was an article that came out that said Washington State was wanting to mandate that employers share the salary range because they felt like it was a disadvantage to certain groups of people who don't negotiate well. So in a way, we kind of felt like we were ahead of the curve there. So, you know, I'm just doing by job location. I don't even know where we have jobs at. I'm just doing Kent. But what's nice is it gets you right to the jobs you might be interested in. If you're looking for something that's entry level, as an example, it looks like I've got one, something with a little more experienced, and you see 2 pages of that. So anyway, it's, and you can see there were 7 jobs found. So it gives you a lot of information, and it seems to be what people want. And I'm just clicking on this one here, apply for this job. And this should lead us to the job listing. And there it is, Joe's Garage Coffee. So our vision is what people needed is they needed potential job seekers to see their job listings. And so that's what we're trying to do. And if you guys have more suggestions, ways to do this better, or, you know, something that would help you more, we'd love to hear it. We're always open for ideas and improvements. So that was find a job. And I wanted to walk you through post a job because it's relatively simple. Jody, I know you work with us every single day. So if you have something to add, you know, appreciate any thoughts that you have. But we'd like to have your name and your email and your phone number, because there are times when we need to contact you to say there's something wrong with your listing, or you know, and sometimes we know of job candidates, and so it's nice for us to be able to contact you directly and say, we have a job candidate would like to recommend to your position. The job title, the city and state, and then there's a pull down menu for the job salary range. And we've had some people say, my range is over 2 of those, you know, so which one should I do? So we always say use the higher one, even though that's not exactly, you know, you have a lower range too, but put the complete salary range in the job title in parentheses. So sometimes if you have, you know, something that based on experience could be a lower or higher or in between those bands, then you can, or say if it's part-time or it's an internship, you can just put that in parentheses next to the job title, and that's helpful to people. And then you would put the link to your job here, and then you would have a pull down menu for experience level and submit. And you'll notice that you don't have to sign into this website. It's available for anybody to do this, but if we're watching this every day, and if a non-member, so this is for all camps members, but if a non-member puts a job on here, then we contact them and ask them if they'd like to join camps. And so we've had a couple of those conversations already. So in a way, it's kind of a membership attraction strategy at the same time. But we just want to make this really easy, no passwords, no signing in. You can just go here, post a job, and put it in. Jody, if we had too many people, I don't know, abuse that, or, you know, non-members, or I haven't seen too many myself.
No, just, you know, just a few. And then they're thinking about membership now. So it works.
Yeah. Find a job, post a job, about. So it's very simple, but we just want to tell them a little bit about camps. And if they're interested in learning more about our community, they can click on our joincamps.com link. And of course, everything kind of leads them back to finding a job or posting an opening. The traffic has been very interesting. One of the things I think we'll do a lot more with down the road, but this was just our starting place, keep it simple, but it's the 5 reasons why manufacturing is cool, and so are you. So I was using that. I was just being playful with that, and Chet said, well, hey, that's not terrible. So we're just playing around a little bit, but we've listed these 5 reasons. I actually ended up doing a lot of research about what people are thinking about manufacturing, but competitive wages, benefits, and opportunities, the technology, the innovation, the training, education, apprenticeship opportunities. I mean, there's nothing but good to say about manufacturing today. And I was with a group of job counselors yesterday, and they were surprised to hear how clean, how safe, how inviting, you know, the culture of teamwork, continuous improvement. I mean, there's, again, you know, this was, you have to cut it off at some point, but there sure is a lot of good things to say about your companies and why people should work there. So, but I can foresee some videos, and I can foresee some interviews and things that we can do, testimonials, if you will, of people who found jobs. And so I think there's a lot we can do on explaining why it's so fabulous to be in manufacturing and to choose a manufacturing career today. And then if it's needed, we have this contact us page, but that's about the entire website. So that is a keep it simple overview here. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to stop sharing and kind of go back to questions, ideas. Charles, good to see you here. And Melina. And is it Loida? Loida, see, yeah, nice to see you here. And Kira, good to have you here. So do you guys have any questions? Any other observations?
Sure.
Yes, Nancy.
Because we're probably don't have anyone in the area that can hear the radio ad, I wonder if you would be entertain the idea of having a company say, okay, we'd like to take the body of that ad, but add a little information about us and be able to play it in our market, and maybe
Wow.
do some cost sharing on, I know
Yes.
you all made an investment on that, but
Sure.
that might, I don't know if we're the only folks as far away from, you know, Grand Central or the
Civilization,
mothership,
yeah.
or however you think of yourself, but we are. And so that it's I
What
never
a
even
great idea.
considered that, you know, we might be able to leverage off of what you've already done.
That is a great idea. In fact, we're sending the online ads in your direction, right? So in your area. But I think it's if you guys want to propose a cost sharing opportunity on the radio ads and cost share with us, I think that'd be really exciting.
Okay. Yeah, I might just add another 15 seconds or 5 seconds, you know, something quick,
well,
just to
yeah,
get our
you know,
name like
well,
linked to it.
Chet
Simple.
is so good. He is so good at this. And so we could actually kind of it would be really simple to rewrite the ad, but to have a local radio, you know, personality read that people would recognize. So yeah, it'd be something, Nancy, and
Okay.
I'll give you a call about that.
All right.
Yeah, that would, there's something good about people hearing it on the radio, I think. Yeah, I think, you know, as we go and as we get better, I think there's even more opportunities. I think I mean, there could be a possibility of TV advertising, and what's interesting is advertising, not all the time, but in some ways has become more affordable, and reaching niche audiences that we might be interested in. So we kind of feel like we're in the learning phase of who, you know, how to target the right people for you.
And then something I wanted to share with the membership here, you know, we've been trying to invent the wheel down here on how to get ourselves in front. There's a bunch of robotics teams in our area, which is very closely aligned to the technology that we work in. I don't know if there are other kinds of organizations in the high schools and the colleges that might work for the entire spectrum of manufacturing. But they're pinging me because they want their sponsorships, you know, to keep the robotics teams able to compete. And it's like, well, I need a favor in return. Would you be willing to post an ad from the company and make it available to your graduating seniors or whatever? And we're actually getting instructional deans say yes to that. Not only will do that, we'll get it from the teachers, so I was, you know, pleasantly amazed by that kind of response.
Nancy, that's a great example of there's some niche audiences, and we are looking at right now a workforce pipeline opportunity to get into the middle schools, high schools, and colleges to lead them back into manufacturing jobs. So yeah, I mean, that fits right in. So I'd like to talk to you more about that as well.
Okay.
And because those are wonderful niche audiences. I think are you talking about First Robotics? Is that part of their program?
Well, I don't know. I think it started out with Lego down here, and I don't know how that's all,
it's all connected
over the years, who's who and who's playing and who's not. But we just hear it termed as our robotics teams. And they go to these competitions with a unit that they've created that satisfies a challenge, and then they compete. But they're teaching teamwork. Kids are doing it after school. So this, you know, these are kids that are really committed to something that interests them. Those kinds of folks make great employees. So we find, you know, that's an alignment that.
Okay, I think that's something we would love to take advantage of. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. Well,
that's wonderful. Well, that is essentially the presentation today. So that was faster, sooner, better than I thought. Mike, did you have something?
Yeah. How many companies do you have currently advertising right now or posting? You might have had that on the first slide.
Yeah, Jody, I actually didn't count the number of companies. We there's about 90 jobs up right now, I think, in that ballpark, about 9. Well, yeah, I think it's 80 jobs that are up right now. So I'm sure that it's close to 40 or 50 companies, because each have sometimes have 1 or 2 jobs. But yeah, we're looking to get all of the camps membership we've got the Port of Seattle. We've got, you know, there were some really interesting jobs that are, Mike, I can't remember if it was you or somebody else mentioned to me that, you know, manufacturing, of course, has manufacturing jobs, but there's also front office jobs. There's back office jobs, you know, field support, customer support. So there's many more types of jobs than just making something. So I think we're trying to draw on even a larger pool than the creators, the innovators, the engineers, you know,
Yeah, in fact, probably 2 or 3 of mine will be in that genre, you know, accounting, admin, purchasing, those types of things.
Yeah, so I think it's cool. I think it's cool that we can help you find people like that. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, the website looks really great. I poked around a little bit, and
Nice.
I like the idea of you add a link. We're not necessarily generating the posting on there because, I mean, just in general for SEO, that's nice that I could post it on my website, and then I get some foot track,
Yeah.
you know, traffic into my website. So that's pretty great.
Yeah, and Lena, and you make a really good point. What we're hoping is that everybody will up their HR and, you know, recruiting game essentially, and that, you know, that they'll develop good practices, that they'll develop, you know, a good website, you know, attraction strategies. And so, yeah, this is meant to be in conjunction with the good things that you do.
A little bit of a question on just managing the post. So what's your general approach with reviewing stale posts? You know, so I'm just thinking from my own standpoint, you know, I'll post something and I kind of forget that it was there, and then the link will go dead because my you know, Indeed.com thing stopped. Yeah. So what's your process for following through with those?
Jody, do you want to discuss what you do every day now?
Well, I do check it every day. First thing in the morning with my coffee, I check every single post on there. But it is helpful if you do fill the position. Just send me a quick email would be great. Or even in the comment on the page, just say position was filled. Then I'll take it down right away. It usually has a 2-hour lag, but it will be off that day.
Okay, that's fair. I like it.
Yeah, so we're until we have a better process, it's being manually watched every day. But you know, this idea of maybe I don't know if there, you know, if we could come back to a button to push. I just want to keep this as simple as possible for the employer, so you don't have to think about it. But then if let's just say you're posting one away on Indeed, and but you still haven't filled the position, we'd love for you just to repost it again, you know, once it's ready. So it's just, yeah, add it again. And I want to thank all of you for being here. And I think you're making a difference. Manufacturing's making a difference. And I think we as a community working together, again, this is a great example of something we can do as a community for each other that would be a lot harder to do on our own.